Just Stevie Daniels. The time now is 4:30 on this Tuesday morning. Let's take a look at your full forecast because we still have a lot to talk about. Conditions are a lot calmer this morning, more tranquil, feeling that colder air. But yesterday's cold front really packed a punch across the area. It brought numerous severe thunderstorms across the region. We had several warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings, and even a few tornado warnings across our far northwestern suburbs. The clouds in the morning and also those prefrontal showers helped us out to keep a lot of those potential tornadoes at bay. So that is very positive news. We'll have to wait and see if the National Weather Service decides to send out a survey team. But look at all these damage reports across the area. So it does look like our forecast verified multiple trees uprooted and knocked down across portions of Carroll County. So again, we will of course update you both on air and online if the NWS decides to send out survey teams. Here's just an image from Arbutus on Oakland Road, a tree blocking the roadway. It has since been cleared. This is from Joel with the Maryland Department of Environment. That was sent in around 10:30 last night. Taking a glance at satellite and radar this morning, noticing some snow streamers filtering into the Great Lakes. The cold front that brought those intense thunderstorms is tracking eastward this morning, and we are looking at a few flakes that made their way down towards the surface overnight, and that's going to also be the trend as we head into the afternoon. Any snowfall that we see will be very minimal. No accumulation is expected. But areas farther north of the state line have a better opportunity to see some of those snow streamers. The big story for today going to be those brisk winds out of the west, below average temperatures, and we also will be dealing with some sunshine for your St. Patrick's Day. We're starting off with numbers right around that freezing mark, even a little bit above that up and down the eastern shore. Wind gusts right now are really elevated. They're gusting anywhere from 25 to upwards of 35 miles per hour, and they will likely stay that way throughout the next couple of hours, ranging in the 25 to 30 mile per hour range getting into the afternoon. So this is going to have an impact on how it feels outside. If you have any St. Patrick's Day plans, any festivities you're going to today, just make sure you dress warm. Temperatures should rise into the lower 40s, feeling more like the 30s with that wind factor. I'm meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 4:47 on this Tuesday morning. Let's look at your Super 7-day forecast. Today is going to be a lot different than yesterday, more relaxed in the weather department. I'm not forecasting any strong storms today. I am forecasting some sunshine though, and chilly temperatures. So today we are going to be well below average. Yesterday we had a high of 67 degrees right around the middle part of the day. We'll be lucky if most areas actually hit the lower 40s getting into the afternoon thanks to brisk west winds, which are going to make it feel more like the 30s. So if you have any St. Patrick's Day plans today, you just want to make sure you're dressed warm. As we take a look at your Wednesday, a few more clouds are expected, but the bulk of the day should be dry with a high temperature of 41. Winds will start to relax towards the middle part of this week, and then trending more seasonal for your Thursday with a high temperature of 52, and we have light winds out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. That southerly breeze sticks around throughout the later half of this week, so just in time for astronomical spring to begin on Friday. We should be edging up close to 60 degrees with mostly dry skies. Everyone, I'm meteorologist Stevie Daniels. The time now is 5 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. Let's look at satellite and radar. Right now, satellite is picking up on a few clouds hovering over the Baltimore metro, but look at what radar is picking up on. Some snow streamers filing in from the Great Lakes, and some of this light snow is also skirting through West Virginia, Kentucky, and even extending down towards Tennessee. As we take a look at radar a little bit closer to home, just some very light snow flurries that are trying to make their way into our northern communities, mostly around northern Frederick and even northern Carroll. So it's very crazy to think that yesterday we were so warm in the 60s. We had kind of a muggy air mass as well. We dealt with the threat for some thunderstorms, but today we have some light snow that's trying to make its way down towards the surface. Welcome to March in Maryland. We have numbers that are set up below freezing in spots, mostly to the north and west of the I-95 corridor. So overall, meteorologist Stevie Daniels, the time now is 5:16 on this St. Patrick's Day. Let's take a look at your full forecast. So yesterday, we definitely dealt with our fair share of strong to severe storms that traveled through the area. some of those thunderstorms were actually warned tornado warnings. So we did have a couple of tornado warnings issued for portions of Frederick, Carroll, Howard, and Montgomery counties. We're waiting to see if the National Weather Service decides to send out survey teams to assess any damage. But you can see a lot of damage reports coming into the Weather Center. These little circles indicate many damage reports that are coming in up and down the eastern shore, around our northern suburbs, even down towards Washington, D.C. There were multiple reports of trees that were knocked down and even uprooted. One of those locations was also over towards Cockeysville, so just to the north of Towson. And here's a look, multiple trees uprooted or knocked down on Milldale Lane and also South Clear Ridge Road. Be careful when you're hitting the roads this morning. There could still be some leftover tree debris that's hugging or even blocking roadways. So you just want to make sure you're driving very carefully. The cold front that brought us all those thunderstorms yesterday is skirting eastward, but we have colder air as expected on the backside of it. Some locations, especially north of the state line, actually picked up on some snow that slid through. And right now, temps are currently hanging out at or below freezing in many areas. Along the Beltway, that's where we are seeing temperatures mostly set up in the mid-30s this morning. Wind gusts, though, on top of that, anywhere from 25 to 35. So you are feeling that brisk breeze out there this morning, which is likely going to stick around even as we head into the afternoon. So yesterday was certainly very gusty throughout the day, especially within some of those stronger storms. And today, wind gusts will be ranging anywhere from 25 to 30 miles per hour. That's going to help it feel more like the 30s through the afternoon, but temperatures should rise near 40 degrees as the kids head home from school, but they'll need those warm winter coats on as they head out to school this morning because it's certainly feeling more winter-like. Futurecast shows we stay mostly dry throughout the day with some breaks of sunshine here and there. There is the chance that we could see a few flakes try to make their way into portions of central Maryland, but the bulk of the day for your St. Patrick's Day is looking to be relatively quiet. Another chilly day tomorrow. Back up to send out a survey team to assess the damage within some of those warned areas. So Frederick, Carroll, Howard, and also Montgomery counties. I wouldn't be surprised if they sent out some crews to analyze some of the damage today. But look at all of these damage reports. A lot of the damage was actually associated with the very strong line of showers and storms that drifted through the area around the early parts of the afternoon. So brought down some trees, uprooted some trees. So I wouldn't be surprised if there are some tree limbs, tree branches in the roads, possibly even blocking some of the roadways. So use extra caution while hitting the roads this morning and even this afternoon. The cold front that brought us those intense thunderstorms is tracking eastward. We actually have some snow streamers on the back side of it. Colder air is seeping into the region. We're currently standing in the 30s this morning. I'll break down more details coming up in my full forecast. Back to you.
Sit there.
Absolutely. Look at all these damage reports coming into the Weather Center. All these little circles indicate the localized damage reports that we're seeing from yesterday's storm system. So that cold front is pushing eastward, so we are left with the leftover tree debris. A lot of trees were reportedly uprooted or even knocked down. And here's a look right around Cockeysville. A few trees were actually removed near Worthington Manor and Western Run. You can see a lot of multiple tree reports down right around Carroll County. We had 2 tornado warnings that were issued for 2 separate storm cells, and we will have to wait and see if the National Weather Service sends out a survey team. Things could have been a lot worse. It's safe to say that. We had clouds and we also had some prefrontal rain showers trying to help stabilize the atmosphere during the morning. So I'm very thankful for that, but we did get some very severe thunderstorms yesterday, a plethora of severe thunderstorms warnings. So our forecast definitely verified for sure. Here's a look at that cold front. It's pushing eastward. Colder air as expected is filtering on the backside of it. Some locations waking up to some light snow on the hoods of their vehicles and also on their windshields, the lawns as well. But as we head throughout the afternoon, if we see any additional light snow at all, it's going to be very minimal. It's going to quickly pass through, especially across our northern areas, mostly to the north of the Maryland-Pennsylvania line. And we are looking dry today, but boy, feeling that extra chill in the air. It's feeling winter-like this morning. A lot of areas are starting off below freezing. This calls for the warm winter coat and also those gloves. 31 in Cockeysville, 35 down in Annapolis and Westminster. Good morning to all of you. you guys sitting at 30 degrees. And the wind making you feel a little bit colder out there. So it's more feeling like the mid to upper 20s when you factor in this brisk wind. Right now our winds are kicking up in that 25 to 35 mile per hour range. So we are going to stay on the breezy side of things through the afternoon, which is going to make a very big impact on how it feels throughout the day. If you have any St. Patrick's Day plans, I recommend dressing extra warm because things are going to feel very chilly throughout the afternoon. We should be making our way up close to that 40-degree mark, but feeling more like the low to mid 30s when you factor in that wind. Winds will settle down heading into the day tomorrow, more seasonal heading into your Thursday as we take a look at your 7-day forecast. The west, but you see some blue stuff popping up on radar this morning. This indicates some light snow that's tracking in from the Great Lakes. It's falling across New England up towards New York and also extending down towards Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee, waking up to some light snow, and this is starting to trickle into the western half of the state. Even areas north of the state line, the Maryland-Pennsylvania border, actually dealt with some light snow overnight. But as we take a glance at your temps, look at this. We definitely have the setup needed for some of that snow to make its way down towards the surface. The air is a lot colder out there in the wake of this front. 29 degrees over in Thurmont, 34 in Annapolis, and compared to this time 24 hours ago, we are currently standing anywhere from 20 to 33 degrees colder. That shows you how powerful that cold front was. And yes, we do have plenty of damage across the area from yesterday's storm, so I know cleanup efforts will be underway today. Temps will be ranging below average, only hitting highs in the low 40s this afternoon. Christy? This in. He's with the Maryland Department of Environment. This was taken in Arbutus at Oakland Road. You can see that this tree is completely blocking the roadway. It looks like some folks are trying to break it apart, maybe using a chainsaw. Can't really tell from this far away, but it has since been cleared. I believe it was cleared around 10:30 last night. So Oakland Road now looking to be in the clear from this tree. But there were multiple reports of trees knocked down, especially around our northwestern suburbs where we had those 2 tornado warnings. I haven't gotten any confirmation or word yet from the National Weather Service if those 2 warnings were actually in fact tornadoes that touched the ground, that the funnel came from the sky and touched the surface. Have not dealt with any updates from the National Weather Service yet, but I do expect to hear from them at some point this morning on whether or not they're going to send out a survey team. But the wind was really the main driver of these showers and storms. The cold front that's responsible for those storms is pushing eastward. So a lot of areas across the city and even down towards Delmarva waking up to a mostly dry start with a few snow showers, some streamers building in across the western half of the state. Here's a look at your weather headlines on this St. Patrick's Day. Temperatures are going to fall below average. We have breezy west winds and we are going to be trending milder as we head into the next couple of days. So just in time for spring, we'll start to warm things up. But this morning is not feeling warm at all. Grab the warm puffy coat, the winter gear, you'll certainly need it. 28 degrees over in Thurmont. Grab the scarf as well if you live down towards Columbia, sitting at 31 degrees. Feeling a tad bit milder, 34 for you all in Easton. At least you guys are sitting a little bit above freezing. Welcome to March in Maryland. We do have wind gusts that are kicking up in that 25 to 30 mile per hour range. So it does look like these winds are pretty elevated this morning, which is making it feel more like the teens closer to the Maryland-Pennsylvania line, like the lower 20s across spots up and down the Beltway, mid 20s up and down the eastern shore. So just depends on where you're located across the area. All locations are waking up to this winter-like chill. But heading into the afternoon, winds will stay pretty elevated today. So we keep this west wind pretty brisk, which is going to have a major impact on our temps. Yesterday, we were in the 60s. Today, we're going to struggle to get to the lower 40s. So if you have any St. Patrick's Day plans, just make sure you dress warm. But only 3 days away until spring officially begins. It begins noticeably cooler than where we should be for this time of year in mid-March. But the wind, that's going to make it feel a little bit colder out there. So that's the reason why we always say layer up. 42 degrees as we head into the afternoon. I would dress extra warm even this afternoon as well. When temps are at their warmest, it's not going to be feeling warm. We fall below freezing overnight, making for a very cold start to your Wednesday morning. The kids will need to wear all those extra layers once again as they head out to the bus stop. We will be rising back into the lower 40s throughout the day tomorrow with partly sunny skies, bringing back a little bit more sunshine on your Thursday with a high of 52. So we are back up near average, heading heading into your Thursday, thanks to those southerly winds. And then Friday's the day where spring officially begins. The equinox occurs, and it's very fitting because we have temps. Meteorologist Stevie D. The time now is 6:49 on this Tuesday. Let's take a live look outside. Westminster is looking pretty cold this morning. You can see the rooftops on McDaniel College looking a little bit snow covered. Some light snow is just coating the field off in the distance. The hilltops looking at some frost. We did deal with some light snow overnight because this system that moved through that brought us all the rain and storms yesterday, behind it we have that colder air sliding in. Along with that, some streamers, some snow streamers making their way into the western portion of the state this morning, even extending up towards the Great Lakes region. This is allowing us to feel more winter-like. So we are almost at astronomical spring. Spring has almost sprung, but not quite yet. Mother Nature says technically it's still winter, and it's certainly feeling that way. 30 degrees over in Olney, 30 up in Parkton in the Hereford zone. And for my friends in Annapolis, you guys are standing at 34. We do have winds that are pretty breezy out there. This is a look at the common wind, so sustained winds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's feeling a tad bit breezier along the immediate shoreline of the eastern shore and also up towards the higher elevations. That's where you'll find the locally higher wind gusts. Right now, they're ranging anywhere from 20 to upwards of 32. Really feeling that extra breeze across Thurmont in northern Frederick County, Bel Air, feeling those 30-mile-per-hour winds. So hang on to your hat and dress warm because this is allowing it to feel more like the teens and 20s as we kick off the morning. As we head into the afternoon, right around the 1 o'clock hour, winds are still going to be ranging out of the west, which is the direction that they're coming from right now. This is going to add that element of chill to the air. They will still be ranging at about 20 to 30. As we head into the afternoon, so this is going to make it feel more like the upper 20s and low 30s for most of us across central Maryland. So for this St. Patrick's Day, if you have any St. Patty's Day plans, today is going to be cooler than normal. We only rise to 10 to 15 degrees below average. We are going to be ranging below normal in the temp department, only hitting the upper 30s and low 40s. I'm forecasting a high temperature today of 42 degrees. We fall below freezing overnight. Another day tomorrow with a high of 41 degrees as well, but then more seasonal on Thursday. Friday's the day where we bring back the 60s. It's very fitting as Friday